If you had a list of numbers, like test scores, prices, or ages, how would you describe what's typical? That's where mean, median, and mode come in. They're called measures of central tendency, and they help us summarize a whole data set with just one number. But they each tell a slightly different story, so let's break it down. Imagine you have 5 numbers, 10, 12, 15, 18, and 20. First, the mean. That's what most people call the average. You add up all the numbers, 10 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18 plus 20 equals 75. Then divide by how many numbers there are. There are 5, so 75 divided by 5 equals 15. That's the mean. You can think of it like this. If everyone in a group pooled their money and split it evenly, the mean is how much each person would get. It's the balance point. Now let's look at the median. That's the middle value when the numbers are in order. In our case, they already are. The middle number is 15. That's the median. If you had an even number of values, like 10, 12, 15, 20, 22, and 25, you'd take the two middle numbers, 15 and 20, and average them. So 15 plus 20 is 35, divided by 2 is 17.5. That's the median. The key thing about the median is that it doesn't care how big or small the numbers are, it just finds the middle, so it's great when you have outliers. Let's test that. Take our original list, 10, 12, 15, 18, and 20, and add a huge outlier, like 100. Now the list is 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, and 100. The mean becomes 175 divided by 6, which is about 29.2. That's way higher than most of the numbers. But the median? The middle two numbers are 15 and 18. Add them, get 33, divide by 2, and you get 16.5, much closer to the center of the data. So when there's an outlier, the median gives a better sense of what's typical. Now the mode. That's the number that appears most often. In our original list, 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, every number appears once, so there's no mode. But if we had 10, 12, 12, 15, 18, and 20, then 12 appears twice. That's the mode. If two numbers appear most often, like 12 and 18 both showing up twice, then it's bimodal. If 3 or more tie, it's multimodal. And if no number repeats, there's no mode. The mode is especially useful for categorical data, like favorite color or most common shoe size. You can't average colors, but you can say which one shows up the most. Let's compare all three with a tricky data set: 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and 500. That 500 is an outlier. The mean is 101.875. The median is the average of 45 and 50, which is 47.5. The mode? None. Every number appears once. So which number best represents the group? Probably the median. The mean is pulled way up by the 500. The median stays near the center. This brings us to skew. In a right-skewed distribution, where there are a few really large values, the mean is usually greater than the median, which is greater than the mode. In a left-skewed distribution, where there are a few really small values, the mean is less than the median, which is less than the mode. In a symmetric distribution, like a perfect bell curve, all three are about the same. So when should you use each? If your data is clean and symmetric, use the mean. It uses all the data and is great for further analysis. If your data has outliers or is skewed, use the median. It's more robust and won't be thrown off by extreme values. If you're working with categories or want to know what's most common, use the mode. Let's do a quick recap. Mean, add, and divide. Best for symmetric numeric data, but it's sensitive to outliers. Median, middle value. Best for skewed data or when outliers are present, but it ignores how far values are from each other. Mode, most frequent value. Best for categorical or repeated data, but it might not exist or might be unstable if the data is continuous. Want to try one? Here's a data set: 5, 7, 7, 9, 10, 12, 100. What's the mean? Add them up. 5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 100 equals 150. Divide by 7 and you get about 21.4. That's the mean. The median? The middle number is 9. The mode? 7, since it appears twice. So which one best represents the typical value? Probably the median. The mean is pulled way up by the 100. The mode is okay, but it's based on just one repeated number. The median gives a better sense of the center. So remember, mean is the average, but it can be misleading with outliers. Median is the middle, and it's great when your data is skewed. Mode is the most frequent, and it's the only one that works for categories. Now that you know the difference, you can choose the right one depending on your data.